Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is futuristic membrane keyboard Dan Ryan.
Oh, this is Odyssey. Yeah, got it. Sorry.
There it is.
As we were just talking about.
Again for Stone Age Gamer Standouts, where Dan and I determine the 5 games that define a platform. This time around, we're tackling the Odyssey 2 from Magnavox. Was this overlooked Atari competitor anything more than a series of clones and ripoffs, or is it more than meets the eye? Take control of your legally distinct Pac-Man stand-in because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now.
Sorry, I shouldn't have shook my head. Feel like I gave away the ghost there. Apologize.
I think the two of us had a very different time with this.
I think
Hi,
we might
everyone.
have.
This is episode 610. It is the week of March 20th, 2026, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the heck else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, Dan, how you doing?
Oh, I'll pretend that I didn't just tell you anything about my week. It was fucking great, man. Everything's awesome. No, it was just a really long week at work, and just yeah. It was a very long week. I was trying to think of a way to say it delicately, and there's no way to just be like, oh, I don't understand people who don't think before they do things. And that I find very frustrating. Like, not being able to think outside of, like, the next 3 minutes in front of me. And, yeah, it was just, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Some people just can't think outside the bun, Dan.
Oh, there it is. No, I'm usually right inside the buns. So I get it. I also have a hard time because that's where I want to be. Because that's who I am, Kris.
Still here.
That's who I care about.
So my other dog, Naga, I can't really move my camera currently to show, but Naga's just like chilling here on the floor next to me.
Let me see.
The floor feels good.
I'm trying to see if I can get a look. I can't. Yeah, I can't see her.
No. She's down. I would have to like remove my phone and just like point it down there to see her. But she is celebrating Flat Fuck Friday because she is one flat fuck.
What is Flat Fuck Friday? I've never heard Flat Fuck Friday. I'm super.
I don't really know what it is per se, but there was a video I saw one time on the internet, and it was just
that is where one usually
celebrating
videos.
Flat Fuck Friday, and it was just a bunch of pictures of like alligators being really flat. They're just like, it's Flat Fuck Friday, singing a song, and it's just forever been a thing in my head since that it's Flat Fuck Friday. And boy, this dog has really flattened herself out. She is a flat fuck right now.
That's outstanding. I love everything about that, and we'll now be mixing that into to the discussion.
I can't hear Dan at all. There he is. He's back.
Sorry. Thank you for bringing that to my life
for a second there. Hey, no problem. Flat Fuck Friday. That's what we do here.
Yep. It's a very flat fuck. That's why.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it was also a bit of a week.
Yeah,
I'm in a bit of a mood today. I've been kind of bummed all day today. I've been working real hard on I've been working with a friend of mine on trying to figure out ways to improve my diet. And look, the ads are back. Yay!
Oh, good.
Oh, it's a Wawa ad. I like Wawa. I don't mind promoting Wawa on the podcast. Go for it.
Yeah, I've had enough of Wawa. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Well, no, it's definitely not the same. I remember, there's Daredevil coming. Oh, that's next week. That's great. Yeah, like I miss when they cut their own cold cuts. Definitely, it was a whole different. That was a different animal entirely. Yeah. But there's still food I really like at Wawa, and there's also the convenience of, it's a convenience store.
That's true. I'd rather go to Heritage's.
Cheap gas, and then go in there. Oh, we don't have any of those around here. But that goofy ass cow, we don't have any of those around here.
You're missing out. The hairy egg, which admittly is a fucking horrible name.
Nothing that sounds appetizing about that.
Nope. You want a hairy egg? Absolutely fucking not. I don't. What's wrong with you? But it is an egg sandwich, a hot scrambled egg, cheese, pork roll, whatever the fuck you want to put on it. It's incredible. It's not, bullshit pre-made eggs and liquid egg whites and whatever the fuck that Wawa's trying to pawn off as breakfast sandwiches. They crack the egg.
Those have always been disgusting to me.
No, these are hairy egg
product. No, thank you.
Incredible. Terrible name. Excellent product. Yeah.
Yeah, you just give me episode titles right here.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh boy. Well, I guess we should talk about. We should get to our feature topic, which is the Stone Age Gamer Standouts, SAG Standouts.
SAG Standouts.
This is where we basically determine what our 5 games that we think best define a platform are. We've covered so far the Atari 2600. We moved on to the Intellivision, and I had so much fun with the Intellivision episode, even though I found playing the Intellivision to be a wretched experience. I had so much fun doing it because I had never really played an Intellivision before, and so I thought it would be really fun to try the Odyssey 2, which is the topic of discussion tonight. And I had way more fun with the Odyssey 2 than I did with the Intellivision. This was quite the journey, actually.
Yeah.
So just to cover some basics here on what the Odyssey 2 is. The Odyssey 2 is a game console by Magnavox. It was the follow-up to the original Magnavox Odyssey. It released in North America in September of 1978 and was on the market in some way, shape, or form until 1984. I don't think it lasted till 84 in North America, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Hold on. I can find out. No, it definitely didn't last till 84 because I'm looking at the list of all the games released in North America and none of them are 84. Let's see, 83? Yeah, so it stuck around till 1983 in North America.
Which, I mean, for a console that was not Atari at the time is not a terrible thing.
Yeah, it had 47 games released for it, which is a minute fraction of what the Atari 2600 got.
Yeah.
But after spending a little bit of time with it, it's kind of an interesting animal. So I have owned one of these things for ages, and I have just never so much as plugged it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go do that the other day to start my Odyssey, as it were. Through the Odyssey 2, and I so it takes a pretty standard power supply. That was no big deal, but the RF connector is proprietary.
Why not?
It's completely banana balls, and I had it has it's hardwired. Like a lot of old Atari 2600s, the RF wire is hardwired to the system. And I looked at the end of it and I was like, how the hell does this connect to a television? Because this does not look anything at all like anything that could connect to a television.
Yeah.
So I looked up a YouTube video and I was like, oh, there's a box that this plugs into, like the old RF boxes, like an actual RF switch. And that connects to the television. And I was like, I'm sure I still have that. So I went to my giant box of RF adapters, and sure as shit, there it was. I had my Odyssey 2 thing, and I plugged it in, and it turned on immediately. Whereas I had to go through a whole stack of Intellivisions before I could play the dang thing.
Right.
My one Odyssey 2 worked straight away. No problems at all. And that made me very, very happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's already off to a much better start.
Yeah. And then I picked up the controller, and it was really strange. But it was way better than the Intellivision controller. So, again, that was 2 big wins right off the bat. What I find interesting is I keep seeing, whenever I looked up videos and stuff of Odyssey 2 or pictures of Odyssey 2, the controllers are always black, and mine are silver to match the system.
Really?
And that's yeah. I haven't seen too many pictures of silver Odyssey 2 controllers. I always keep seeing them black. But anyways, so I have to present my games with a bit of a caveat because there's aspects of the Odyssey 2 that I was unable to experience that can't really be properly replicated through emulation as far as I know.
Right.
I didn't dive too deep into the world of Odyssey 2 emulation, but one of the cool things that the Odyssey 2 had was this voice modulator thing. Now, like other systems had voice modulators, but it seemed like the Odyssey 2 is a bit more, I don't know, it was just kind of like utilized a bit better than I had seen it in other things. A couple of the videos I saw of it running, like people would show emulation and be like, well, but the voice comes out of the speaker of the voice modulator, so they always like switch to off camera footage of the voice modulator saying the things, and it was pretty neat. It seemed like it was baked into the games a little bit more, I guess, intelligently than I had seen in other platforms. Now, to be fair, I don't have a ton of experience with the IntelliVoice, but this seemed really cool. And then, of course, I have to give an honorable mention to where is it? Quest for the Rings. That game seems fascinating, but I couldn't play it because I don't have the physical thing. So, Quest for the Rings, if for anybody... So the Odyssey 2 itself is a giant gray console that's got this big flat membrane keyboard on it that you can use for various things in various games. Quest for the Rings came with an overlay and a frickin' board game. So it was
Which is super cool and interesting.
Yeah, it's a really neat thing. I've seen it at trade shows before, but I never, dared to buy it because it was like $100.
Right.
And
I
watched
you would never
video
actually
footage of it.
Play it, right? Like
exactly, I would never actually play it. So I watched some video footage of it, and it seems really interesting. And that seems like one of those things that would be, if you really had infinite money,
right?
That's kind of an intrinsic, like, you should do the Odyssey 2 thing, but I couldn't put it on my list because I couldn't play it, and I've never experienced it. And it's gotten kind of mixed reviews, too. Some people are like, this is a great idea, but it's not actually all that fun to play. While other folks are like, this is super amazingly cool, and everyone should try it. So I had to give Quest for the Rings an honorable mention. It's not on my list, but as in a defining piece of Odyssey, I felt like it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
One of my controllers doesn't work, which kind of sucked.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, well, all right. I can't say for sure it didn't work. The joystick no longer centered. So, I mean, I didn't bother plugging it in, but it's entirely possible that it would have worked, but it didn't center itself anymore, so I just kind of left that be. And that was pretty much my experience with the Odyssey 2. I have to assume you just used an emulator, right?
Oh, no, I went digging in through the boxes of Odysseys and had a similar... like my Intellivision worked first out the gate, but I had to go through like 14 Odysseys before. Yeah, no, I just, shmemulated. And maybe right. That is what ultimately led to how I felt about these games. Maybe some of the charm is lost. Because I didn't have a terrible time, right? Like, it was fine. But anyway, we'll get to it.
Yeah, because I will say, I basically what I did was I tried, about half the games that I owned, and then I started looking up like lists online of like, all right, well, what are the best games on the Odyssey 2? And I wrote down all those games, and I tried all those to the best of my ability. And it actually turned out that 4 of my 5 are games that I do have the physical cartridges of. There was
cool.
only one that made my list that I didn't already have, which was pretty neat. I was a big fan of it. But yeah, I didn't go in like extraordinary. I was kind of hyped because I always wanted to try the system out. It seemed interesting, but like none of the games looked all that cool to me.
Right.
So when I first started playing it, the first game I put in was Monkey Shines. And I didn't quite understand it at first, but then like, I don't know, 20 minutes went by and I was still playing it. Like, I could see how this... No, it wasn't 20 minutes. It was probably closer to like 10. But still, like, I was putting 10 minutes into this thing that was very much designed for 2 players. And I was like, okay, this doesn't really remind me of anything else. This is interesting. And then we went from there. And by we, I mean I went from there. And it was a thing. It was pretty cool. I wound up having a really good time, and I did lose time. That was the thing. Like, there were several episodes, but not episodes. There are several games that I picked up and just lost time with. And
I mean, that's what you
made
want,
me really happy,
right?
because I didn't exactly. That's what you want, and that didn't happen to me at all with the Intellivision. And this was like, they didn't seem all that interesting at first, and then I just kept playing them because they were really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. What do you want to start? Do you want me to start? Who wants to go first here?
I'll start. It's fine. So first game on my list, I don't think is going to be very surprising. That it's. I mean, this was very similar to you, right? Like, I have no experience with the Odyssey 2, so I start, looking at the list.
Neither one of us have ever played one of these things before.
Right. So what are the best games? What's this? And I think on almost every list now, including mine, you are going to find a copy of Casey's Crazy Chase. This was published by Magnavox.
Are we doing these in alphabetical order?
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this on your list?
Casey's Crazy Chase?
Yes.
No, that one did not make my list.
Oh, son of a bitch. All right. Well, this was published by Magnavox in 1982. So previously, from what I've come to understand, Casey Munchkin, which I imagine one of us is going to talk about in a minute, is just such a blatant Pac-Man ripoff that Magnavox ended up getting sued and having to pull Casey Munchkin from the shelves. So they were like, haha, okay, I see what you're saying. That was a little too close to Pac-Man. What if we combine Pac-Man and Centipede and then just do that? And you would have Casey's Crazy Chase. It was fun. It's a maze game, and you go around and you eat trees. For some reason, you're this Casey character. You pursue, I'm looking at it, the Dratapillar around the maze. I don't know why it's a Dratapillar, but it's a Dratapillar. And you go around the maze and you eat him from behind. Maybe that's why I like the game. Sorry. Yeah, like it was, I don't know, it was pretty cool. It was a fun little maze game. It's got like 5 or 6 different mazes, and yeah, I had fun with it. It didn't blow my skirt up. It was fine.
I liked that one. I liked Casey Munchkin more. We'll get to that. And I have thoughts on the whole Pac-Man thing.
Okay.
I have some pretty serious thoughts on the whole Pac-Man thing. Because I find that just calling it a Pac-Man clone
it's disingenuous.
It's pretty reductive.
It really is. But it did work at the time. They called it a Pac-Man clone. They had to pull it from the shelves. So.
And that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it deserved that.
I don't either.
I'm not in charge. So that was your first game alphabetically, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Casey is on my list, but Casey is. Where are you? Where's my list of games? Where'd you go? Is it on this screen? It's on this screen. Oh, he's third. Yeah.
Oh, really? My first 3 are start with the letter K.
Interesting. It looks like we have very different lists.
That's weird. Okay. What do you got?
Well, all right. The first game that is on my list is the one that I don't have the actual cartridge for, and that is Attack of the Time Lord.
Yeah.
This is a very very Galaga type of game.
Yes.
So it's a snaky stuff like alien things flying around on the top of the screen. But there's like really cool patterns, but there's really cool like they're the bombs and stuff that they'll drop, and they'll like trap you in the corners and stuff. You got to like kind of think ahead. It wasn't like the most intense thing you've ever seen, like the most I guess original thing you've ever seen in your life, but for what it was, I thought it was very well executed, and I had a lot of fun with it. I really wish I had the cartridge for this one, but unfortunately I don't, and it is a little bit spicy.
Is it?
My list? Where the heck there's my list?
Oh, I forgot to say.
Yeah, it's a
price for mine.
Yeah, as far as a loose copy goes for $18, complete is $22, which is a bit much for an Odyssey 2 game. That's it's by far the most expensive one on my list. But it was a really cool game. I had fun with it. If you've never tried it,
I thought that one was cool. Home, it almost made my list.
It made mine.
Almost, yeah. I forgot. Casey's Crazy Chase was $9 loose and $18 complete in box.
Yeah, that was a cool game, but I wasn't as taken aback by that one as I was with the original.
Right. All right. Well, I mean, so we've teased. Yeah, I was going to say we've teased it enough. The next game on my list is Casey Munchkin. So Casey Munchkin is $8 loose and $15 complete in box. I will say that's like the nicest thing about this is that if you're looking to get into a retro system, this is a pretty fucking affordable one, all things considered. It's
reasonably affordable, and there's not a ton of games for it. And it's also, I want to say, I really like this platform's personality. I didn't quite get it before, but once I started reading the instruction manuals, I don't have any boxes, but I have manuals for almost all of my games. And the manuals, the whole art style, the visual trade dress or whatever, the entire art direction for the Odyssey 2 is pretty dang cool. And the instruction manuals are very, very nice. And the Casey Munchkin manual was the first one that I wound up actually looking at and really took me aback, and that was really cool.
So, Casey Munchkin, publisher Magnavox, came out in 1981. It's not a Pac-Man clone, right?
Right.
It is
it's
very
definitely
much
a Pac-Man clone.
Inspired. It is a Pac-Man clone, but what's different about this and what I thought was really interesting is that there are dead-end sections of the maze, and there are the pellets, like the power pellets, right, in Pac-Man. I don't know what they call them here, if they had something in the instruction manual or whatever, but
it's all the way on the other side of the room.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. The power pills, power pellets, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they move around the maze. And the difference in strategy, right, that this game requires versus just, like vanilla Pac-Man, I thought was really, really interesting. And when I then started reading about it, and it was like, it had to get pulled off the shelves because it was so much of a Pac-Man, I was like, but did someone play it? Because if they played it, it's not, right? Like, it's just not. There's so much more going on here, and it's so much more interesting. The mazes were a lot more, I thought, like a lot more intricate with the dead ends, especially.
And interesting because they would move.
Yeah,
like the mazes would kind of move while you're playing it. And
it's just it's a really cool, wild game. Because I'm so
it is very functionally different from Pac-Man. Like I guess visually speaking, it's not as different from Pac-Man as it could have been. But it sure is visually different from the 2600 version of Pac-Man. So I guess there's that.
But what really I think blew me away about this game, like this was by far my favorite thing that I played. was just how much my expectations were subverted by this game, right? Because I was so expecting it to be one type of thing, right? I've played how many of these maze type games over the last 40 some odd years. And then I put this one in here and I was like, oh, this is a different thing. This is a wildly different animal.
This
I really enjoyed it.
Great sequel to Pac-Man. Like this is a really, really fun variation of Pac-Man.
Yeah.
This is the third game on my list. So I guess we'll just jump right over that. The white dots are called Munchies. And
Munchies,
I had a similar situation. I plugged it in expecting it to just be Pac-Man. And then I open it up and they're like, the dots are moving around and you got to chase after them. And like, I think when you got one left, it moves super fast. And
and the controls were really good.
Yes, even in the Odyssey 2 joystick.
Felt really good.
Also, he doesn't move on his own. Like, you can sit still in this one. You can't really sit still in Pac-Man. Like, Casey Munchkin will sit still. And that was also a pretty fun change because the ghost things, the munchers, they're they just have a different kind of personality, I guess, than the Pac-Man ghosts. Like, I don't know, just because of the way the mazes are organized, the whole thing really had a different feel than Pac-Man, and I had such a blast with this one. I was playing it for a while.
I thought this one was like by far the coolest, most interesting one, and I didn't even realize, but I think you're right, like saying it that way of like, this is what a Pac-Man sequel could have been, right? Like, so I understand why Atari was like, all right, I mean, have you seen the 2600 Pac-Man? Fuck, get Munchkin off the shelves. We can't compete.
Right.
Like, so I totally understand it, but yeah, it was dope. It's a fun game.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I thought this was more fun than Ms. Pac-Man on 2600. Like, this was just a blast to play. I think I can't remember if it was this one or the second one that had like the really cool voice modulation stuff. I saw a video of one of them online where Munchkin was talking, and like it was just really neat. It has such a great personality, and it's really kind of a bummer to me that this didn't. I don't know. It just didn't catch on. I mean, it's Casey Munchkin was never going to be Pac-Man, but this is such a good game. It
is, yeah. And
if this was on Atari 2600, I bet it would have done incredibly well.
Yeah. I've never played anything like it since then either. This was
because
like,
when you think about the official Pac-Man follow-ups and stuff like Super Pac-Man and Baby Pac-Man, this is way better than those. Like, this is far and away better than those. God, I wonder. Hold on a second. Something is peeking into my brain here.
Okay.
Who made Ms. Pac-Man? That was General Computer Corp. Who made Casey Munchkin? No, Ed Averitt was the designer. I was just recently watching something.
Sorry.
Ed Averitt. I don't have anything on this guy. I was just watching something that mentioned General Computer Corp. I was watching they worked at Epix, I think. I was watching a Jeremy Parrish video about some late term Atari 2600 games. Okay, yeah, I'm full of nonsense. Don't mind me. Casey Munchkin is heckin' great. And like, besides the fact that there's also open spaces, right? Because some of the mazes are designed where it's like, it's not just walls on either side. It's just like full open areas. And then there's ones where like, the maze is invisible and,
it was just really neat.
Yeah. This is a really well thought out, very fun game to play. And,
by far my favorite of what I played.
I don't know if I'd go as far as to say by far, but I think it was my favorite one that I played. All right. So you stole my number 3. I'll go with my my number 2, and my number 2. I just mean the second one because we're doing these in alphabetical order.
Right.
My next game was Freedom Fighters.
Okay.
Freedom Fighters was heckin' cool. That's it right here. Freedom Fighters. There's my my cartridge for those of us on the video podcast. So Freedom Fighters is, if I had to give this an analog, I'd say this is the Odyssey 2's version of Defender.
Okay.
It's a bit more simple, and this is one of those ones that this is one of the ones that I really lost time in, because I would play it and it was just, I died almost instantly, and I just kept dying instantly over and over and over and over again. Like, wait, no, I can do this better. I can do this better. So there's no like city on the bottom. There's no, instead of like, there would be like people in a city in Defender, and your ship would go, the bad guys would go down there and get them and bring them to the top and turn them into things. In this one, the people are trapped in these boxes, right? You can see them on the box art. Actually, that's the person trapped in the invisible box there. And in the game, there are these like pink squares that are floating around. And all they do is they like travel across the screen, and you can just go grab one of them, and that's it. That gets you a bunch of points. And all it is just, see how many points you can rack up before you die. The screen can technically scroll, but there's not a whole lot of advantage to scrolling other than just kind of biding time. Because the enemies it's almost like a bullet hell, sort of, except it's your ship is more like the ship in Defender, where you can only shoot left or right. You can fly in every direction, but you can only shoot left or right. So these little like yellow star guys that float around on the screen. God, I'm watching a YouTube video right now. This guy is so much better than I am. My high score was only like 80 points or something, and this guy's up to like 181. But you can shoot the little white bullets that they knock out for a single point. You can shoot the enemies for 5 points. And if you save one of the little dudes, it gets you, I think, 20 points or 50 points or something. I think it's 20 points. And it's just really fun. It's really, really fun. It didn't seem like it was going to be all that fun to begin with. And it seemed like, this is like a really watered down version of Defender. But it kind of took that extra layer of strategy out of Defender and put like asteroids in it. So it was like, if you're playing asteroids with a ship that can only shoot left or right, kind of. That's kind of the best way that I can explain it. I had a blast with this one. It's really fun.
I totally missed this one. I didn't even try it. I don't know. I never even...
People in invisible cubes didn't grab your attention?
No, I don't know. Totally missed it. It's definitely not on my list.
Because like the cartridge art is one thing, because the cartridge arts, they're just like almost monochrome. I think they're 2-3 colors tops, but the actual box art is like, it's freaking wild. Look, it's just like a dude trapped in a translucent cube flying through space. It's such a weird thing. And just weird. Because, here's my my third one, Casey Munchkin. There's the cartridge. Odyssey 2 cartridges are so weird. So for audio listeners, if you've never seen an Odyssey 2 cartridge, it's about the size of a 2600 game. All the artwork is effectively monochrome, but the labels are really shiny, and they've got handles on them. They have these big, dopey handles on the top, but they also all stack really well. And I appreciate a good stackable cartridge. The Odyssey 2 has such a neat personality.
We've said that about you for years. That Kris, man, really appreciates a good stackable cartridge.
Who doesn't? All right. How many you got left now?
I still have 3 left. Yeah, because I stole one of yours.
Yeah.
Next on my list is the most expensive, and was just a really interesting game. I thought, and I don't think I was very good at it. But it is Killer Bees, published by Magnavox in 1983. This is $20 loose and $41 complete in box. So this is a pricey one, right? And it makes sense. If you remember, Kris, when we were kids, what were the things that we had to be worried about growing up? Right, there were a couple of tropes.
Quicksand.
Yep.
Quicksand. Bees.
Yep.
Communists.
Yep. Yep. Quicksand, bees, and communists. And if you had all three of those, you were fucked. Just life was over. Right? And I know that's like a Kevin Smith thing in one of his like Evening with Kevin Smith. He's like, I really thought quicksand was going to be a much bigger problem in my life because the movies we grew up on were like, fuck, dude, watch out for quicksand. Same thing with killer bees, right? What's cool about this game? Did you play this one?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. What I thought was fun about this game is that for like one of the very few instances in video games, like you get to be the bees.
Yeah.
You're the one who gets to go kill everything. Like you are a swarm of bees and you're in like this, like on the play field, there's like red and blue bee bots, they're called. And your job is to swarm over them and kill them. And when you swarm them and kill them, they die and a gravestone pops up, which is awesome. And then as you
that's
like,
a gravestone. For some reason, I thought it was a beehive.
Maybe it's a beehive. I thought it was a gravestone. It made sense that like you kill the bees and the grave. Maybe, I don't know. But as you're playing through, right? It's an arcade style game. Like there's not a deep story here. And then the princess, you're just trying to run up the score. As you're playing through, a green swarm comes in. You're a yellow swarm. A green swarm comes in and like tries to take you out. You do have an offensive maneuver, right? You have a laser that you can fire. Man, it was super fun. For like, I don't know, like 20 minutes. I was like, oh, this is different. This is cool. I like this.
According to the manual, sting a beebot by flying over it. The longer your swarm remains in contact, the slower the beebot will travel. A beebot will be dead and buried after it slows to a standstill. Surviving beebots will be blocked by the grave markers. So yeah,
go, right?
Gravestones.
Yeah, so like
grim.
It's fucking grim. But again, I thought it was like pretty unique, right? Because as you're depending on where you kill the beebots, and like they move in a pattern, right? Which I'm sure I could memorize, spending more time with it. But like you can start to like plot out where they're going to go. Like I can see a much deeper strategy to this game. That like I certainly am not going to dedicate any time to now. But like I could have seen back in the day being like, this is really cool.
Yeah, this was a really neat concept. I also had fun with this one. It didn't quite make my list. I kind of waffled a little bit between this one and one of my later ones.
Okay.
And I wound up
I just thought this was like so different, This is very different and pretty dang unique. Yeah.
I like this. I liked this one a lot. Then again, this is like that kind of Odyssey 2 personality, right?
Yeah, right.
There's nothing quite like this on Atari 2600, and it kind of makes me wonder why this didn't take off more.
Well, and it was like we were
this
saying,
kind of thing's interesting.
Like last month, I didn't love the Intellivision. I didn't have a great time with it, and I kind of picked, games that were fine, and there were better examples on other consoles and whatever. I didn't really pick uniquely Intellivision things. Right now, I was thinking about that as I was going through these, and I was like, fuck, like these KC games are pretty different. I've never really played anything. This Killer Bees thing is pretty different. I've never, like, all right, I see what you're doing, Magnavox. Like, it's a little late in the game. I'm not going to become a devotee now. I'm too old for that shit. But, like, I get it. This is pretty cool, but, it's also just fine. I was in a shitty mood this week. Maybe
that's fair. Yeah,
maybe if I spent more than a week on this shit, I would have had a better time.
I feel like if I had this when I was a kid, I think I would have been a pretty happy camper. Like,
Yeah.
I think I would have been a big Odyssey 2 fan when I was younger, because, this just kind of screams to me like, yeah, well, I have all these games that you don't have. And like, there are some third-party things on the Odyssey 2, and like, apparently it's got a pretty good version of Demon Attack. I don't know. I didn't play it. I just wasn't interested.
Right.
Like, I've played Demon Attack. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the things that are distinctly Odyssey 2.
I'm here for the hipster bullshit.
Killer Bees was very cool. It's a very solid pick. Just barely didn't make my list because of my last game. My next game, though, was I don't know if I liked this more or less than Casey Munchkin. This might actually be my number one. I don't know. I go back and forth. And that would be Pickaxe Pete.
That is the next on my list.
This game was awesome. I really liked this one. So, like, when you turn this on, when I turned it on, I'm like, oh, so this is the Odyssey 2 Donkey Kong. But, like, it's not. There's this. It looks similar to it at first, I guess, because there's ladders and, like, round things that are bouncing around, right? Yeah. Like, it definitely seems visually designed to evoke Donkey Kong, but the gameplay is not Donkey Kong at all. No. So you're this dude with a pickaxe, and these little, like, fireball barrel-looking things, rocks are rolling around, and if they bash into each other, they'll either sink to the bottom and give you a new pickaxe that works like the hammer in Donkey Kong, except you can jump, or it'll float to the top and make a key that lets you go into the next area that's like just a little bit different than the previous area. That's the gameplay loop. The jumping animation is super cool. You can jump over the rocks, or you can duck underneath them. And that's kind of the whole game. It's just really fun. It's a little, platformer's not quite the right word, because you're not really jumping on platforms, but it's like, you're a dude, you're jumping around over things. I don't know, like, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Jungle Hunt with a little bit more sporadic personality and not, vine swinging, but like, it's like there's that boulder jumping stage in Jungle Hunt for 2600 that this kind of reminded me of, but like, the ladders are constantly constantly extending and going back, and
it's almost got like a not a bullet hell, right? But almost like that same sort of, because when your pickaxe runs out, you're in like pure survival mode. So you're dodging shit and ducking under shit and jumping and sliding and moving and doing this and doing that to try to, like, fuck, I need a key or I need a pickaxe. Like, I need to just survive, and it becomes
right. Do you want to go to the next level, or do you want to go for more points? Because the pickaxe is how you get the points,
right? But
the key is what's going to get you to the next level. So
it just becomes this like really interesting variation. Yeah, like I feel like so many of these games, and maybe that's what did the system in ultimately. Of like, oh, this is just this is the Odyssey 2 Donkey Kong. So I don't care. This is the Odyssey 2 Pac-Man. This is the Odyssey 2 Defender. This is the Odyssey 2 Space Invaders. But they're so different and unique.
It's like they started with those games and said, well, how do we put our own spin on this? And they wound up doing some really interesting stuff. Pickaxe Pete was definitely one of them.
I'm sitting here. I was going to say, I'm sitting here realizing maybe I had a better time than I thought. Maybe I was just in a shitty mood.
Yeah, maybe. Because I really did have a blast. This was exactly what I was hoping it would be. Like, spending time with an old game system I have never touched before and experiencing just a whole new kind of game. And they really do have a different flavor, even though they visually, like, in television games, looked like in television games. Odyssey 2 games, they do have a distinct visual style, but they're far more similar to 2600 games, visually speaking, than the Intellivision was. But there is a distinct personality about it, and I really liked this one. I really, really, really liked Pickaxe Pete. The game was a blast.
And this one is also super affordable. It's $8 loose and $17 complete in box.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you covered Casey Munchkin, right? $7.81 and $14.47. Yep. So, yeah, we each have one more. What's your last one?
So my last one starts with the letter U.
I'll bet we have the same one.
UFO?
UFO.
Yeah, UFO. And again, so UFO is the Odyssey version of?
Asteroids.
Kind of. Right? Like, not exactly.
Kind of. Like,
kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
In that it's a single screen and you are a ship that moves around, but you don't control anything quite like the ship in Asteroids, but visually speaking, that's what I got when I first looked at it. But gameplay wise, I don't know, what would you call this closer to?
God, I mean, I would call it closer to like UFO. Yeah, like I really don't. Again, I don't know that this is pretty. It's pretty unique, right? So you've got what are we going to call these? Like
things all over the screen. Let me look at the instruction manual so I can find the actual names of these things.
Because you've got circles, you've got X's, and you've got plus signs or asterisks, I guess. Right, and that's I think the only three things that came at you. What's cool about it is you can be like moving in one direction, firing in another direction. There are chain reactions when you start blowing stuff up near each other. Like it.
What really makes this game stand out,
but not. Yeah,
is like the absolutely infuriating way that you're the maddening way that your ship fires, because you've got instead of just shooting whichever direction you're moving or whatever,
right?
There's this like circle around you, and you have to like whenever you move, your gun starts rotating around this circle, and then you can shoot in the direction that it is while it's moving. So like you're this constant turret thing that's flying through space,
which is like a really interesting bit of strat. Like it's very, very different. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm sitting here trying to think of like what to say it's like, but it's like UFO, right? Like this is another one where I don't know that I've ever quite played anything like this.
So this one I UFOs, found the way they describe it is you will encounter 3 types of UFOs. The first simply drifts randomly in space. A more sophisticated version seems to carry special equipment that enables 2 of them to link when sensors detect your spacecraft. The result is an infinitely more dangerous hunter-killer UFO with search and destroy capability. The third kind of UFO has been tentatively identified as a light-speed starship armed with computer-guided missiles.
Yeah, it's an asshole circle that just fucking obliterates you right away.
Yeah, I wasn't great at this one.
Circles.
But again,
this one's really. That's what I was just going to say. It's really
lost
hard.
A bunch of time in it. Yeah. It was tough, but I had a really good time. Like I would die super quick and then just jump right back in, just keep going. I could do a little bit better this time.
Yeah, and I think ultimately that's where I landed with my time with the Odyssey 2. This was, and again, this is $5 loose, $11 complete in box.
Yeah.
As of today, as of March 13th, 2026, right? Super fucking cheap. I found so many of these.
For the Rings. Hold on. Did I get that wrong? Right. It was Quest for the Rings actually wasn't all that expensive. Silly me. Yeah, Quest
really?
For the Rings was like, no, let me make sure I'm not. I know the voice module is like $120, but Quest for the Rings actually, Quest for the Rings for Odyssey 2 is a complete one is only $40.
That's not crazy.
Yeah, for like a game and a board game wrapped up into one, that's kind of a cool thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, so
maybe the most track one down one of these days.
I just looked it up. The most expensive thing that was readily available, I guess, was Power Lords. That complete in box is $240. the Power Lords prototype complete in box is what
like
almost $700.
Right.
Which that's fucking nuts. Demon Attack is really expensive. Anyway, but yeah, so what I was going to say though is like, did most of these games have just one
Conquest.
life? Now that
I think they did.
Okay.
Conquest of the World is the one that I was thinking about, and even that one's only $52, but that's the one that I had seen. It wasn't the Rings one, it was Conquest of the World that I had seen at a convention once that was going for a bunch of money.
But like that's not even all that crazy, right?
Yeah,
but yeah,
$52
like
is not that much.
So many of these games, like I think Pickaxe Pete was just one life. And this is anyway, that's weird. That just occurred to me. Anyway, an interesting system that I wasn't very good at. Like ultimately, I just wasn't really good. Like I found these games to be interesting, but challenging and not something that I'm gonna spend a bunch of time with. But I did enjoy this more than certainly more than the Intellivision.
Yeah, I don't see myself like going back to this all the time because I don't have any sort of nostalgia for it. But I bet if I had this when I was a kid, I would have a ton of nostalgia for it because this stuff is fascinating. I had a blast. I really had a blast playing it.
It was cool.
I am glad we did this. That was fun.
Yeah. All right.
That's Odyssey 2. Let's see if we got any feedback.
Did we?
Not much. Similar to my last pick, Burning Rangers. Nobody has an Odyssey 2. Picking too obscure stuff here. Let's see. Yeah, we've basically just got the games are something. LOL. A bunch of people saying that we should be covering the TI 99. Whatever. How long? See, I can't believe we skipped over the first Odyssey and aren't even talking about the Iliad. Thank you, Rumblemans.
That's a good point.
And then P2Make28 said, "I look forward to hearing about a console I have effectively zero knowledge of." Well, I hope you were happy.
Yeah.
Genix said, "Casey Munchkin is by far the standout. I know there's a couple others, but I have so little knowledge of the library here." Well, I hope we brought you all some joy in that department because this was fun. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Ferg says the Odyssey has some really cool arcade ports. Please make sure you try them out. They of course are nothing like the arcade games, but they are pretty fun, especially Tutankhamun. I should note that I think none of them were released in the US, but are easily shmemulated. Not so easily emulated are the hybrid board video games. Right? Yeah, that's why neither of those made my list. But I didn't really mess with any of the arcade ports like Tutankhamun. I'll have to give that a try. Genix says, I love pre-NES systems. It was the Wild West, so much history that I can't get enough of. Chronodon says, the best stone games for the Odyssey 2. What a hell of a topic.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so that was fun.
So, I suppose it begs the question then, where do we go next? Do we go to the ColecoVision?
Well, let's see. ColecoVision.
As I'm looking at the possibilities, right? Because NES is the next big one. So we've done the Odyssey 2, we've done the Intellivision, we've done the 2600. I have no interest in the Fairchild Channel F or the Bally Astrocade.
There's just not enough on those. I don't think those are really worth our time.
I'm not super interested in Commodore 64, but I could be talking.
No, we don't do computers here.
Right. I'm guessing you want to do the Vectrix?
That's what we had the request for, and I think we should do it because I love the Vectrex. But that was... The Vectrex was released after the... Vectrex was October 82. the ColecoVision was August 82.
I mean, so I think
technically ColecoVision should be next.
All right.
So I definitely want to do Vectrex, but if we're going in any sort of chronological order here, I think obviously we've already thrown chronological order to the wind because the Odyssey
Absolutely.
2 was older than the Intellivision.
Right.
Right? And Intellivision was 1979.
Yeah, and
the Odyssey 2 was 78. So yeah, we already threw that to the wind. But let's go ahead and correct things now.
Yeah, I am happy to do the ColecoVision. That was my first system. I have a lot of love and nostalgia for it, and I do honestly, genuinely believe that there are some fucking absolutely fantastic games on the ColecoVision.
I'm 100% with you. Like, I don't think...
Yeah.
I say ColecoVision is absolutely worth doing. No question in my mind. We have to do ColecoVision. But I think we should also do Vectrex following.
No, I'm cool with that.
Because the Vectrex... I love the Vectrex. I have a Vectrex. I have a multi-cart for it. I love that thing to bitty bits. And that's one where, like, the ports, even like the regular arcade ports, are so unique because of the visuals. It's like, those become worth talking about. So yeah, ColecoVision is up next. That is the next platform that we will be covering, and that's another system that I have almost no time with. I've spent a little bit of time, whereas I had never really sniffed an Intellivision. I've actually spent a decent amount of, not a decent amount of time. I've spent more like a couple of minutes with ColecoVision over the years. I really hope mine works. The last time I used it, I think it does work now because I sent it into Stone Age Gamer to get fixed so that I could make a video on the Col USB a while back. So I think my ColecoVision is in functioning shape, but we'll find out.
I will say, ColecoVision, not a cheap system to collect for.
Not so much, no.
Not at all.
I have a decent amount of ColecoVision games, but I'm probably going to wind up sailing the seven seas to experience the best the system has to offer.
Yeah.
But that wraps things up for this iteration of SAG Standouts, and we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to see what's going on in the world of week-old news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
It's freedom like you never knew.
Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least two of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
How weird is that?
We're back.
That's what I'm surprised about, Chris. No, fuck it. I'm going to keep talking about this beer because it's just beer.
Please do. It's just beer. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we have returned. We actually did take ourselves a nice long break this time, which means it's later than I want it to be, and I have moisturizer in my hand for some reason.
It's the kind of break we had, guys. Chris needed a little motivation. And I was here for him. Because we're really good friends.
We are. Thank God this is on camera.
That's right. It's bald under here, which is how he likes it. Fucking hardwood floor. No landing strip. Nothing.
Hi, Naga.
No carpet, no
okay?
drapes. That's right.
Come here, little lady. Oh, she's thinking about it. She's just clacking around the room here.
What
is going on? I would love to know what's going on inside that dog's head at any given moment.
Not much.
It's just nothing. Not a thought in her head.
Anyway,
it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News. We talk about all the news that was new a week ago. But first, what were you going to say about Nog's brain?
Nothing. No, I don't remember now. Because I looked at the first two news stories, and I'm angry again. I
can't believe we're doing this again. I can't believe we're doing this again.
You do the first one.
Do you want to take him? You want me to take him?
No, just do the first
together.
Yeah, put them. All right, fine. So, all right. The first one. Go Nintendo reports the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services spoofs Smash Brothers Melee to promote food pyramid changes because in the year 2026 we still don't know what the fuck you should eat. We do.
I mean, look, we all know the food pyramid was basically bullshit, and I'm pretty sure this is the kind of stuff Michelle Obama was talking about a good long while ago, but hey, it's news now, because, RFK Jr. is saying it.
Yes, but Chris...
And he's spoofing Smash Brothers Melee for some reason.
I don't know if you've noticed, but she's a woman, and as we've clearly established on this show, they don't know anything. So, clearly it was a bad idea.
Obviously, Nintendo wasn't involved in any of this.
No, of course not. And so this is, and it's not even good. Like,
yeah, it's really not.
It's not even good.
There's a weird change. Like, they use official Smash Brothers voices, and then there's like a really bad impersonation of the Smash Brothers voices, and it's like, yeah, and like
really bad.
Look, this one's dumb. The second one is. And again, not trying to be political, but the second one is so crass, it's disgusting.
Right. And like, the idea behind the first one, Make America Healthy Again, there are good ideas behind that. We are the fattest country in the world by far. It is the amount of money and problems that causes is something that legitimately should be addressed, but should be done by serious people, which clearly it is not.
Who actually know what they're talking about.
Who actually know what they're talking about. And the second one...
A big... This one is really grotesque.
So I saw this on Blue Sky. It's been making the rounds. Was it the Department of Homeland Security, right? They showcased a video promoting ice a long time ago using the Pokemon stuff. And they were like, okay, Nintendo made like a whole big stink about that, and it was like, all right, they probably won't do that again. And then last week we talked about them using like the fucking Call of Duty and a couple other things. And now, as I'm sure most of you know, Operation Epic Fury is going on in the world, and there it's a very nuanced and delicate situation that is being promoted by the White House on X, and it is a Wii U.
Well, just Wii.
Sorry, it's just Wii. It's Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
And it starts with tennis, and they hit the target. And as soon as the ball hits the target, it shows footage. And we don't know if it is from the current offensive that is taking place of things blowing up.
I think this is what they call them, excursions.
Sure.
And that's what that word means.
And then, definitely is. Words don't have meaning. And then it just proceeds to go through and, like, the golfer hits it into the target. Explosion. The baseball player
slam dunk.
Hits a home run. Out of the park. Slam dunk. It is so fucking disgusting. It's so fucking disgusting to make light of this entire situation, and it. Oh, I had to take a headphone out. I'm so angry. I'm just so.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, forget the fact that it also just goes against the whole general principle of, Nintendo games are for everyone. Like, even sweeping that aside, just the general crassness of equating a fun family video game. Look how cool it is to blow shit up. Like, look how cool.
To fucking kill people.
Somebody probably died in this imagery. Isn't that cool? We're blowing up the bad guys. It's so crass and so unserious. Like, this is from the official White House account, and
it is.
Yeah, sorry, we're getting too political for. This shouldn't be political. There shouldn't be anything political about looking at this and saying, this is wrong. Leadership should not do something like this.
Right,
it's not funny.
And that's the thing. I don't think there actually is anything political about this. I don't think. This is the kind of thing that would get you, me, and anyone listening/watching fired from their job if they were to promote.
Because it's just
it's unserious, it's crass, it's hurtful, it's harmful, it provides nothing positive. It is dick wagging at its very worst. And if it would get any of us fired, I think we should be able to expect our leadership, whether that's government or employment, to be better than that. That's not a political statement. That's a human statement. You should want people to be better than that. Like, there needs to be a time where where the jokes with your friends you're not supposed to put out to everybody else. We've all made the jokes. Everyone had, you all have the shit that you say to, the people you went to kindergarten with and are still friends with, versus the shit you say to your boss. Everybody understands that concept. Anyway, I hate that we even have to bring it up. But we have to bring it up. It would be weird to do a segment about things that happened in the news and not be like, well, this wild shit happened.
Yeah. Agreed.
Insanity.
Let us move on.
Yeah. All right, you're next. I took the first two.
I'll take this one. GameSpot reports Mega Man voice actor won't return for sequel because Capcom won't go union. I find this very disappointing because Capcom seems like they're kind of on the ball on a lot of stuff, but here we are. Let's see. After a long hiatus between Mega Man games, Mega Man Dual Override, blah 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 blah. However, Ben Diskin, the actor who voiced the title character in Mega Man 11, has revealed that he won't be returning for Dual Override because Capcom is refusing to abide by SAG-AFTRA regulations in the next game. It is with a broken Blue Bomber heart I am no longer the voice of Mega Man, Diskin wrote in a post on Blue Sky. I was asked to return for Mega Man Dual Override, but only on the condition I work without the protections of a union contract. That's a bummer.
That is a bummer, but no. I'm part of the union. You don't want me to be. Why?
Also, as a big Letterkenny fan, it is very difficult not to call this guy Dickskin. Because that's a whole running joke on this. Now, granted, it's Dickens, not Dickskin, but
That's
Wow,
close enough.
that was really difficult to get through.
Yeah.
Jim Dickens.
I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
Look, and unfortunately, the only way unions grow and gain their influence and gain the sort of cachet that is necessary is by things like this happening, right? Where actors refusing to work. Now, is somebody else going to step up and be Mega Man? Of course, obviously. Or they might just get AI to fucking do it, which is a whole other reason to have unions, right? But people have to be willing to fucking fall on the sword, you know, for lack of a better term. Like,
and good on this guy for not doing it.
Absolutely.
Looking it in the eye and being like, no. And as kind of a follow-up to it, SAG-AFTRA has issued a do not work against the latest Mega Man game. So, yeah, Capcom, quote, failed to initiate a signatory process. That means Capcom made no steps to go forward with dual override under SAG-AFTRA jurisdiction. Consequently, all members of the union have been told that they aren't allowed to lend their voice to the game unless SAG-AFTRA decides to lift the ban. Performers who disregard the ban will face disciplinary action from the union.
Yeah.
That's kind of a poop stain on this upcoming Mega Man game. It's really a bummer. And I hope that it gets resolved.
I do too. Speaking of things getting resolved, Chris, Limited Run hits reset on its disastrous Sonic Cross Shadow Generations Collector's Edition. Push Square reports that, I mean, this is just not a secret, even a little bit. Limited Run Games doesn't have the greatest reputation among enthusiasts, and its Sonic Cross Shadow Generations Collector's Edition is a prime example of why. In short, this particular product includes a large statue of the titular characters stood atop a Dreamcast, and in addition to taking a very long time to manufacture and ship to customers, the statue itself was a piece of shit. My words, not theirs. This has taken forever to come out. I think this was announced 48 years ago. It has taken just the longest time to come out. It is just not acceptable, right? And it's one of those things where, right, this is the danger of pre-orders, right? Especially for these sorts of limited, predatory, arguably. I've certainly made that argument in the past and will make it again in the future, I'm sure, about these sorts of products of this limited edition, physical, you only get this thing here, this is the only chance you can get it, the you know, preying on people that way, marketing specifically to that fucking part of your brain, is super effective, but really shitty. To then deliver a shitty product on top of that is fucking wild. Like, that's a bold step. Like, we've done all the bad shit, and now, haha, we took a shit in your Cheerios, too. Like, that's a really fucked up move, man.
Yeah, just kind of like, well, let's get it out the door. Yeah, yeah. Tremendously disappointing. There are things that I genuinely like that Limited Run does, but well, when you look at these things, and some customers still haven't even gotten theirs yet.
Yeah. Some customers
it's pretty disappointing.
Have not gotten their piece of shit in the mail, but know that a piece of shit is coming to them. Like, I mean, and just the fucking, and I don't know, it's not entirely fair, right? Because I don't know what would be an acceptable email to send out to people, but we owe you a clear apology. Seriously. Like, yeah, for fucking starters, man. Like, it's just so goddamn tone deaf, you know? It just, but then again, at the same time, what is Limited Run doing? I don't think it's in your week old news, because they just announced the date They're doing the fucking physical for this Maximum whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah, well, that one, that didn't make the news for me because I don't think that's one of their, like, like their numbered games, so this is probably, probably just going to come out without a hitch.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, it's not a marquee thing, but that's a game that you want to own physically because the past has shown that anything involving the X-Men arcade game has a chance to be delisted and you won't be able to access it.
Right,
you know,
yeah, it would be great.
Can they pull your physical
and, like, even if it didn't, you know?
Sure.
It's just kind of cool to have something finally with here's a physical release of this arcade game that you can have.
Right.
Like, that's just kind of a cool thing.
And does that happen without
up.
limited run? I don't know. But also, fuck limited run. Like, it's just a really weird, like, it's a really toxic relationship that limited run has with its fan base, I think.
I mean, we're going to get, these kinds of stories keep popping up with limited run. That is true. And we're also going to talk a little bit more later in the episode about, you know, something else that came to mind because of this story. Remember, I want to say 5 years ago now, when they said that they were producing a localized version of Rondo of Blood for Turbo CD?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's still not out yet.
How is that
That's wild. Why would you announce that and not, like... I mean, they said it was going to take a while, but they should have been like, this is years away. We just want to let you know that we are going to try to do this.
But also, because gamers tend to be a certain type of way about shit, and look at, you know, behind you, like, we're all collectors, and we are the fucking target audience for this shit. But, like... why do we keep fucking giving them money? But, like, we do.
Because sometimes they do shit that's worth it.
Yeah.
Ferg just popped in the Discord to mention Popeye for Odyssey 2, and we totally spaced on looking at it, so I'm looking at a video of it right now.
Guess the fuck what, Ferg? You're a few hours too late, you sexy bitch.
Wow, this certainly looks interesting. Bluto is green. Popeye's a little white stick figure. And you got a little olive oil up top.
Greedo.
Dropping hearts. But they look like hearts at least.
I mean, that's not nothing. I fucking love that Popeye arcade game. I don't want to play a shitty version of it.
Maybe it plays better than it looks. Let's see. Where did the No Swear Gamer rate it? And he was doing a ranking of all the Odyssey 2 games. Let's see. He put it at the time he reviewed it 5 years ago at number 6, right beneath Alien Invaders Plus and above the Breakout thing. It looks like a pretty solid for what it is. Looks like a pretty solid port. Any hoozles, yeah. Limited run. They're under new leadership. I hope they straighten some shit out.
I do too.
Moving on, Nintendo Life reports Mario is finally getting a proper Lego minifigure in 2027, along with some new sets. This is theoretically very cool, although they're probably going to be more expensive than I can afford. I thought Lego Mario was really cool, right? That was really, really cool, but it wasn't the Lego Mario stuff that I wanted. I just want Mario sets and like a proper Mario minifigure. And now that's happening. So there's proper Mario minifigure, and I can't wait to see what the actual sets are. Because whereas those, what is it, the ones that we got, the Lego Mario things, were really designed to be like obstacle courses for the interactive Lego Mario toy. Now we're going to finally get some proper sets out of the deal, and that is very exciting to me.
Yeah, it is. And it's a really good looking minifig.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid looking minifig. All we've seen is him jumping out of a pipe. But you know what? That's not nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good. And I think there is so much potential. I think there's so much more potential in traditional Lego sets for Mario than there was in this game toy thing. that they did, which was cool. Like, I agree.
Yeah, it was very cool.
It's not for
we
me.
Had so much fun with that thing.
Neat.
Yeah,
I just think there's a lot of potential.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. That ran its course. We did some really fun things with it. I'm sure they'll continue to do more with it in the future. But now for some proper Mario sets, let's get going. We've got Zelda sets coming. There's now some Mario sets coming. Like, the little kid me is losing his freaking mind and wishes I had unlimited money, which I don't.
That's right.
Because if I had unlimited money, I'd have a talking flower right now, but I don't.
Talking flower that you'd be fucking on camera. That's right. I've been absent from the Discord this week, but I barely checked the Discord this week because I've had a fucking week, and I pop on yesterday, and I'm looking at listeners offering to buy you a flower to fuck, and it was just like. I mean, I'm also down for at least $10 for that.
I looked at that toy, and I immediately thought, somebody's going to fuck this thing. I don't know
that
what size
never
it is.
Crossed my mind. Like, not even a little bit.
Oh, my God. That crossed your mind immediately. It's just an orifice.
No. I would not admit to that. I never was like, oh, I'm going to put my dick in that. Like...
I didn't say I wanted to. I said someone's going to.
You didn't say you didn't want to, which I think is the far more telling thing here. You know, throw a bunch of KY in it and see what happens. Fucking get that flower pregnant. Bitch, you prig. Anyway, Retro RGB reports that a former Sega engineer confirms a Saturn accelerator was in development. This is the long-rumored Saturn graphics accelerator. Apparently was real, according to an interview between former Sega hardware designers Kenji Tosaki and Junichi Naoi, published last week. Not only that, but Virtua Fighter 3... and Shenmue were developed with the accelerator in mind. Obviously, they both went to the Dreamcast. There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
There it is. Nailed it. 10 out of
boy.
10.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so it's interesting, right? Like, could Sega could all of those things still be around if they had
could you in a boat
pushed an accelerator
could you with a goat
for the Saturn and held the Dreamcast back a year or two? Would that have made the difference, right? Probably not, because they still made fucking Sega-ass Sega games.
Because then they would have been out after the PS2, and that would have just been disastrous.
Yeah, that would have been probably a lot worse. You're not wrong.
The Dreamcast did as well as it did because it was out before the PS2.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
PS2 was out, and then the Dreamcast drops with like... Yeah, no way.
I don't know. It's an interesting thing, though. Like, because that's the thing, like, that doesn't really, I mean, like, I guess it happens a little bit. Like, I guess the PS5 Pro and the PS4 Pro and like that iterative console thing is kind of the same thing. But like Nintendo used to do that with the fucking what is it, the what's the fucking thing for the 64 that you plug into the
64
shit?
DD?
No, the fucking thing with the red top.
Oh, the expansion pack.
Yeah, thank you. Fuck! I've gone stupid tonight. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But, like to make shit better. That wasn't a whole nother $750 system. It was just like a thing that you put in the thing and then it made the thing better. Right? That was a good sum up. Fuck, I'm gonna keep drinking. Maybe it'll get better.
I think that's the right call.
This fucking beer-flavored beer. Thank you, Twin Elephant. Appreciate you.
This next story is not video game related. I just thought it was so cool. I had to talk about it. Nerdist reports 2 lost Doctor Who episodes found and will air in April. As anybody who is a fan of classic science fiction television probably knows, a bunch of old Doctor Who episodes don't exist anymore.
Right.
It was before most people had VCRs or anything to record anything off of TV in any reasonable way, and the BBC was like, I mean, you know, what the fuck do we need this for? Some goofy-ass sci-fi show? We're just going to tape over these tapes. So there were no
Nobody's going to want to see this in 50 years.
Exactly. How could they have possibly known? But 2 more episodes were just found in March 2026. A box found in a collector's stash of vintage films unearthed 2 lost Doctor Who episodes. So we've got 2 more crossed off the list. These are episodes from the arc The Daleks' Master Plan, a 12-part series in the first Doctor's era. And they're going to be airing for the first time since then, sometime in April. And that's really cool. Like, classic Doctor Who is really a trip.
It really is.
But,
it's such a wildly different experience than what modern viewers are accustomed to. It's just like, because you hear that and you're like, oh, they found 2 episodes. And it's like, yeah, 2 out of the 12, that was just this one story. Like, it's just, TV was so fucking different back in the day.
Especially and BBC TV. But like, what episodes are missing now?
There's still a decent chunk missing, unfortunately. But this is great because Doctor Who needs all the good news it can get. Because
not going so great currently.
There's supposed to be a Christmas special this year, right? That they haven't started shooting.
Let's see. The Daleks' Master Plan, 12-part story, 3 episodes, 1 and 3 were recently recovered. So it looks like most of Daleks' Master Plan is still missing. All 7 episodes of the first season story Marco Polo are missing. The 4-part serial The Savages is missing. The 10th Planet episode 4 is missing. Let's see. The Highlanders is entirely missing. The Macra Terror, The Faceless One, The Underwater Menace. Several episodes from these second Doctor stories are missing. And The Web of Fear, known to exist in a private collection, but not in the BBC archive. Interesting.
Known to exist with someone who's just being a dick.
Yeah.
Cool.
I hate that. But that's still... That's hey, 2 more. That's 2 down out of a decent chunk that's still missing.
No, that's awesome.
If there's ever going to come a time where we'll have all of it. That would be so crazy.
Oh, I mean, I have to imagine it's out there somewhere. You know?
Maybe. Who knows?
I have to imagine it is. But, yeah, I don't know, man. You and I are giant Doctor Who fans. Fucking love the show. Just absolutely love it. Love the mythos. Love all the weird old school, like, we're going to film you running down a hallway this way, and then we're going to flip the camera and make it look like a longer hallway, and you're just going to run down the same hallway from a different angle. Like, I love all that shit. I love the cheesy sci-fi. I love the old shit, the new shit. These last 2 fucking seasons were rough, man. 2
at least.
They were rough, dude. They were rough. And we're sitting here recording this episode in March. And there's supposed to be a Christmas special in December that they have not started shooting yet. Which, for big budget special episodes, is unusual. Just, kind of across the board in television now. That's just not how shit's done. Like, this isn't back in the day. We shot it last week and now it's going out. You know what I mean? This is fucking last week tonight. Like, we shot the show last week and now we're doing it. Like, this is big, effects heavy, budget, editing, all the shit that goes into it. And apparently, I don't know if you're up on reading this or not, but like, apparently the word coming out of, the BBC and whatnot is that they can't give the role away. Nobody wants it currently. Like, it's just so fucking toxic at the moment. Which, I don't know how much of that I actually believe, but I'm certainly not involved in the day-to-day, like, BBC political intrigue and whatnot, behind the scenes, but...
It should be Rob Schneider. He's hard up for work.
I cannot imagine a worse choice. I really can't.
I don't know that I can either. I think that's probably the worst imaginable choice.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo?
Who?
Kevin Sorbo?
No, I think he'd be better than Rob Schneider. Just based on their history.
Difficult to say.
I don't want the doctor making copies. That's not what I'm looking for.
All right, Dan, read us this next headline because I love it.
New survival game Pikmin is just asking to be sued into oblivion. Our good friends over at Nintendo Life Report.
Did you watch this?
I mean, it is astounding. Somebody went, so Breath of the Wild, yeah? Okay. Pokemon, I like where your head's at. And then they just made a trailer somehow. And it was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? This is... I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, and it's also a farming sim.
The trailer literally opens up with, like, basically
with Link.
A complete Link beginning of Breath of the Wild shot of him running off the cliff and opening up a paraglider with a little Pikachu thing on his back.
He's wearing a blue fucking tunic. They didn't even change the color.
It is as close as you can get without being one-to-one. It's astounding how, like, we have Pokemon. We have Pokemon at home. This is.
I mean, it's called Pikmin. Like, you're not even why, Kris? Why does nothing matter? Why does nothing matter anymore? This is the dumbest apocalypse ever. Fuck.
Just
Pikmin.
Wow. This is
it
is astounding.
This is just either the lack of giving a shit is commendable, or it's just bold as brass. I don't fucking know what this is. This is
the right word.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, that could not be any more Breath of the Wild cross Pokemon if Nintendo made it. And it says future release planned for Switch and PlayStation. Like, oh yeah? Are you planning that?
It's nice to have
plans. The fucking yellow Pikachu thing has red circles on its fucking cheek. Dude.
It's like they just walked right up that line. So how can we change this enough to be legally distinct? Like, I don't think you did enough.
No, they definitely didn't. They walked right up to the line, took a shit on it, and went, I dare you. It's very much like that fucking Sega dude. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Oh, God.
Moving right along, Push Square reports, quote, exclusives are absolutely not happening. Xbox Helix will share library with PS6. The plan's the plan until it's not the plan. So, this comes... I don't know.
Everything's an Xbox.
So, let's see.
Including your PS6.
New information on Xbox Helix expected at GDC this week. Comments from CEO Asha Sharma have prompted a fresh wave of speculation about whether the Redmond firm may return to exclusivity. Quote, exclusives are absolutely not happening, said notorious NeoGAF user Sneakers SO, who's known for having insight into Xbox plans. The Snoop has been talking quite openly about Microsoft's new machine, and in a subsequent series of posts described it as a set-top box version of the PC-based ROG Ally X handheld that's, quote, not meant for a mass-market target audience. Xbox has sparked fresh speculation about the feasibility of exclusives due to comments from its new CEO. Writing on X, she said, quote, hear you, in response to one fan encouraging the company to return to exclusivity.
I mean, so what?
I don't know.
What's interesting is that if this is going to be positioned as a competitor to gaming PCs and the Steam machine, and not a competitor to the PS6 and the Switch 2, that's interesting. Again, depending on price point. Like, this thing's going to be $1,200. That's my guess. Like, based on what we know so far, based on where things look. Like, I am guessing that we're going to see this Xbox promoted as not a console, but as a PC competitor, a home PC competitor. To simplify, to bring the Xbox experience, because they're doing this, whatever the fuck, they're bringing to Windows 11. Like, this is obviously the direction the company's going in. It's not necessarily a bad idea, right? I don't think, anyway. And if it can natively load Steam, then there's something, I think, really interesting there. But man, it just really makes me nervous to be back down to 2 home video game consoles, like traditional. We've done better when there's 3, and when it just goes back to Nintendo and Sony. Because I'm like, again, I'm going to say, $1,200, $1,300 for whatever this Project Helix thing is, and I'm going to say the PlayStation 6 is going to be $800. Those are going to be like my absurd guesses at this point. We'll see how close I am when these things finally get announced. But they're going to be very expensive. But PlayStation and whatever Nintendo is doing currently, because they still just won't give us a regular fucking Direct. Not even on Mario Day. They didn't give us a surprise one. Whatever that, but that's still very focused on like home console gaming, and PC gaming is just different, right? It just is. And I don't know. I don't like the lack. I don't know. I don't like the lack of a third party.
Well, maybe Sega will get back in the game.
I mean, fuck, dude, why not? Bring back the Neo Geo. Let's see what they're up to.
Oh, I don't know. Do you really want SNK getting back involved in things?
Again, dumbest apocalypse ever. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I do. This is the biggest no shit storyline that I've ever read. GameSpot reports that Roblox and Minecraft players don't really care about traditionally good AAA games, a study finds. Like, what was your study? Did you just ask every kid you fucking know? Because no, they don't. The things on Roblox and Minecraft are shit. That's not the point. You're missing the point. I don't know what the point is, because I'm not 12. But... yeah, no,
Ellie just spent a few hours playing Roblox Dandy's World.
Yeah.
It's not great. Part of me wants to get like really good at it and just like go in there and fuck things up, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna be that guy.
There's some things in this article that are just, we saw that Roblox's playtime grew around 50% year over year, which is huge. Yes, it is. A lot of that was driven by experiences like steal a brain rot and grow a garden, which are very viral things. They are. That's the problem. Because you've seen Scrooged, right? You've seen the Christmas movie Scrooged, where the boss comes down and he's talking to Bill Murray, and he's like, "Do you know what reports say? Who's going to be the biggest television watching audience in the future? Cats or pets, whatever the fuck he says." And he's like, "Programming for pets." Right? So maybe in a show, we don't outright program for the pets, but like maybe the main character, like Kojak, instead of having a lollipop, he dangles a mouse by his tail or some shit. Like, but that's like, big fucking companies look at this and they're like, "Whoa, that's steal a brain rot, ting-a-tang, shink, 6-7 fucking nonsense." Like, let's put that, and it just... Just fucking make games, man. And there's not a shortage of games coming out, but
yeah, fun is fun. But at the end of the day, I think when I see them running around doing stuff in this game, like Dandy's World or other, not even like Dandy's World, other things. That
I was going to say, Dandy's World is such a higher level than like this Steal a Brain Rot shit.
From the real bottom of the barrel stuff is like it is just like the bottom. It's the video game equivalent to the brain rot on YouTube, the dipshits on YouTube. It's the video game equivalent of it. It's low effort on everyone's part. It doesn't have much value.
Let's take a minute and speak to the parents among our listening audience and viewing audience, Kris, and remind the parents of your children that you're allowing to be fucking mush-mouthed idiots are going to have to take care of you one day. Set them up to be more successful. Yeah. Challenge them. Put a book in front of them. Like, I know the older generation is always like, oh, these fucking young kids, but like, and okay, like, I am Cornholio. I get the whole fucking thing. I get it. It's different. It's different, and you fucking know it is. And arguing that it's not, again, is being a fucking asshole. It's concerning. Fix it, parents.
Yeah, Ellie gets real upset sometimes when we tell her she can't play on her tablet. But it's also like, sorry, you're just not going to do that all day.
Yeah,
you're just not.
You can't be a fucking moron all day. Go create something.
There's a lot of good she gets out of it. She gets to be social with her friends. She's not usually playing by herself. She's usually playing with her friends and being social. And I like that. I get that. But if it's more than like 3 hours on a weekend day, it's like, what are you doing? Man. No, you need to stop. An hour and a half. Let's call it quits. Move on to something else. You've got to do something else with your time. I don't want to do anything. What should I do?
What should I do? Read a fucking book.
She was asking me was it last night? She was trying to figure out what she should do because I was busy with work. Karen was busy with work. She came home from school, and the kids are we come from school like just around 3:00, and I give them until 4 to just unwind. You get snack and screen time for like an hour-ish. And then it's time to 4:00 is homework time. So I'm busy with work. 4:30 rolls around. I go upstairs. She's still on her tablet. And I'm like, you need to do your homework. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to get started at 4. I'm like, it's 4:30. You've got a giant glowing clock in your room. You're playing on a tablet that tells you the time. And there are clocks all over the house.
Never looked at it.
It cannot always be my responsibility to tell you what time it is and it's time to do your homework. You've got to do something on your own. And then apparently I went back downstairs to get back to work. Apparently she didn't have any homework. So she went right back on her tablet up until dinner time. She comes downstairs for dinner and she's fucking wired out of her mind. Like bouncing around, jumping in everybody's face. I'm like, you have this much energy because you've done nothing for 3 hours.
You have expended 0 energy.
And now you have all this energy when we actually need you to sit down. Like, we need you to sit down at the table and eat food, but you're not going to do that. You're going to get up every 5 seconds and prance all around the house. And, like, she got so upset by this. And then she was asking me, like,
Crocodile, and whatever the fuck else.
Like, we all wanted to watch The Mandalorian after dinner. We're trying to get the kids, like, caught up on The Mandalorian so we can all go to the theater and see the movie together when it comes out in May. But she didn't want to watch The Mandalorian, but she didn't know what to do. So she was like, well, what can I do? Like, what do you mean, what can you do? Like, well, I can't go on my tablet, but what can I do? Just about anything else. I don't know, rob a bank.
Literally anything else.
Build a statue out of toenail clippings. Like, she's like, list the things that I can do. And I'm like, all right. So I just started saying everything that came to mind, good or bad ideas. Like, and then I stopped. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and list everything that you could possibly do. And what she wound up eventually doing was sitting and watching The Mandalorian with us after saying that she didn't want to.
Right.
But at least we were all doing that as a family. But like, there's so many things you could be doing. She was just talking about writing something earlier that day. Go do that. Go write something. It's like, do you mind if I'm on my tablet, but just to write? I'm like, no, not at all. I don't care if that doesn't count as screen time as far as I'm concerned. You want to write something? Right. That's being creative. That's a horse of a different color. Ugh, kids.
But also, she was totally on Roblox while she was doing it.
She didn't do any of the writing. Like, that was something that I suggested she do. She's like, no, I don't feel like she said that she doesn't want to read because reading is like learning, and she does all that all day in school. And I'm like, no, people read for fun. I even do sometimes. Come on.
Reading is like learning, and learning is stupid.
And like, it kills me because and like, I understand why a lot of reading seems boring to her, because like we found out at the one of her class meeting things, like she is aged so far out of the reading that's in the class. She's reading like 2 or 3 years above almost everybody else in the class. Like they send her to a different room to get the books out of like the older kids.
Oh, that's
rooms,
awesome!
Like to read that stuff, and because she just gets it, and so she's bored by the stuff that they read in class. So she's not challenged by it.
Yeah.
But like, now math is starting to challenge her, and God, she hates math. The fiery passion of 1,000 suns. Believe me.
Me and Ellie,
right down
we're
there.
Right here, man. She's born the day before me. She hates math. I hate math. I think me and Ellie are like best friends. I don't know. That's weird. I get that. Because I'm 45 and she's 7. But you know, I think we have a lot of things in common. That's weird. You are also my daddy. Okay, sorry.
Our last story of the day. GameSpot reports a petri dish full of human brain cells just learned how to play Doom. I don't feel that I need to expand on this. Do you? Like, is there anything more you need to know about this story?
Nope.
This is what science should be doing.
That's a headline only.
Let's just do it.
You spent no time wondering whether or not you should. Just whether or not you could. Which, boy, that's not the fucking line at all, but, you know.
My God, yeah. You were close. You were in the ballpark.
No, I wasn't. Not even the same sport, honestly. The words were the same, but that's not all that impressive. I appreciate your generosity, though.
With that, we're going to wrap up this segment. That's the end of Week Old News, and that is the end of the second part of our show. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to check in with the checkpoint. I'm going to say real quick, we're going to check in with the checkpoint.
Yeah.
This is going pretty long. I'm getting pretty tired.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if you saw, I just made the leg is cramping up face, because we've been sitting for too fucking long. I haven't gotten up.
I need to stretch my legs for a hot second here. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Hi everyone, Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast. All right, everybody, we're back. We're just pontificating about ColecoVision and the ColecoVision Atom and how they're two different things, but also not two different things because you could. It's really a wonder that ColecoVision didn't continue to take off. Connecticut Leather Company.
Yeah, I'm so interested to see where we go with this because I don't really have much experience with it. I have really no idea what we're gonna do. But for now, it's time for us to check in with some listener mail. I didn't see that coming, did you? Oh shit! You fucking button hooked me.
We got ourselves a quick question here. Monster Society over on YouTube asks, if you could have limited run games re-release any retro video game, assuming they do it well, as they've been known to stumble out of the gate, what would you want them to re-release and why? My answer has always been LSD Dream Emulator for the PS1, including a full translation from Japanese to English. I'd love to hear your answer if you have any interest.
Off the top of my head,
Society, I have an answer, but what's Dan's? What do you got?
Yeah, I was going to say that's a great question. Off the top of my head, I would have to think about it. I don't know that it would change my answer, but off the top of my head, I would love to see a proper Splatterhouse collection that would put all the games, including Wanpaku Graffiti, together on one package. The 360 era PS2, 3, what was that generation? Was the full 3D remake? I would like, or not remake, reimagining, whatever it was. I would love to see a full
360.
Okay, that's what I would love to see. Like, off the top of my head, that's the first thing that jumps out. Because Splatterhouse 1 was never on Genesis. 2 and 3 are on Genesis. Wanpaku Graffiti is only in Japan NES. The PS3 360 thing, like, and it's such a cool series, and I love it so much. That jumped right up to the top.
Okay. So, I read this more as like less of a collection thing and more of like kind of like what they do with, like I said, the Rondo of Blood being released on the Super not PC Engine Turbo CD. Yeah. So the thing that actually popped into my head was, I read this and I was just thinking about that other question before, the thing we were talking about limited run, and I thought to myself, what I would really like more than anything else is a proper localized version of Symphony of the Night for Sega Saturn. Not on burnt CDs, obviously, but like a nice professionally pressed, officially licensed North American version of the Saturn version of Symphony of the Night that I could just take the disc, pop it in my Saturn, and play it officially, Konami licensed and everything. I think that would be extraordinarily cool. If it didn't already exist, I would have said Mega Man: The Wily Words, but that actually happened. So scratch that off the old list. I mean, I don't know. Thoughts had come to my head of like Nintendo stuff, like Mario and Wario that had never been released in North America, but Limited Run would never be able to publish a Nintendo game. Like, that's just never going to happen. But Symphony of the Night, that could be cool.
Snatcher Snatcher, I think, like a new, like a full translation, full, like really seriously well done version of Snatcher, I think could be really cool. That's like one of the big missing pieces of the Kojima, like, fucking legacy, right? We've got most of the rest of it, but Snatcher just remains this kind of nebulous thing. That there are ways to play it, obviously, but I think that could be really cool. But I still think I would prefer a Splatterhouse collection over that. That's an excellent question, though.
It is, and I keep looking over at my wall of games and wondering, like, wait, what would be really cool? Casey Munchkin collection.
A Casey Munchkin collection. Fuck yeah. Throw some Killer Bees on there. Yeah, that's what I got off the top of my head.
Made its way. Like, we've got a James Pond collection coming out, for crying out loud. What hasn't made its way up? And, like, cool Splatterhouse comes to mind. Yeah, Splatterhouse. Well, Splatterhouse games have been re-released on Virtual Console in the past. I'm trying to think of, like, what has never actually seen a proper release? Like, what's never really happened? And it's some of the pickings are a little slim. There's, you know what? Honestly, Quintet RPGs, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, Terra Enigma. Terra Enigma has never had an official North American release. I think that would be outstanding. That's another one. I still think Symphony of the Night Saturn is probably my top, but any of the Quintet RPGs that just have never been re-released for whatever goddamn reason, those games definitely deserve the ability to be played on modern platforms with far fewer hurdles.
Nope, I've got it. I've got it, and I think this would actually take a spot over a Splatterhouse collection, a proper localized, maybe cleaned up. I don't know that it needs any, but maybe tweak it a little if you could get the original people. Or some of the original people involved. But a localized for North America proper release of Sweet Home. Which we have never gotten. That's the one. I think that would jump over Splatterhouse. Sweet Home is so cool. And such an interesting game. And such an interesting game when viewed in the overall legacy of Resident Evil and Capcom, right? That we just, surprisingly enough, with the success of all 1,700 Resident Evil games that have come out, I mean, I know we did just get number 9, but there was like a lot of spin-offs and remakes and shit. I'm actually kind of shocked that hasn't happened.
Oh, here's a good one. Oh, this is a great one. Similar to what we just got with Jaws, right? They like took the old Jaws game and then finished it, basically.
Yeah.
Do what you did to Jaws.
To Dr.
Goonies
Jekyll
2.
and Mr. Hyde. I'm with you.
No.
Picking up what you're putting down, Chris.
Do that to Goonies 2.
Ooh.
Goonies 2 has such a good idea behind it, and it doesn't quite work as well as I would want it to. Complete Goonies 2. Do that. That would be incredible. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I would be surprised if Jeremy Parrish wasn't actively working on making that happen right now. Because if there's anybody out there who... He also saw the promise in Jaws, and if there's anybody else out there who loves Goonies 2, it's Jeremy Parrish. So, tell you what, buddy. You're listening. Goonies 2.
And you should be.
Do that.
Jeremy. Right in.
Should be.
We miss you. The kids miss you.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Now it is time to check in with the checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
All right. I'm going to start because fuck you.
This is where we talk about the stuff that we've been doing lately. And, again, Monster Society, thanks for writing in. Talk to me, Dan. What's cooking? What's shaking? What's the happy haps?
Not much. I read a lot this week. I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 6. Oh, I took my hat all the way off. I forgot. I'm totally bald under there. That's right. I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl, Book 6, The Eye of the Bedlam Bride. It was absolutely fucking insane. It's so wild to me, like, as I'm reading through the book, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. What the fuck else could happen? How the fuck are there 250 pages left in this book? So much has fucking happened. This is insane. It's just fucking wild. I absolutely fucking love it. Just a brilliant series. I have decided, though, I think I'm going to try to stick to it. Book 8 comes out in May, so I think I'm going to hold off on Book 7 until like a week or two before Book 8 comes out. But man, I just fucking love it. I encourage anybody who listens to this show who enjoys our type of humor, or the which really, what's fucking wrong with you people, or enjoys the shit that we talk about on here, really give this book series a read, a listen, or whatever, if you haven't done so already. I also I'm almost finished with Murder by Cheesecake, which is the cozy mystery starring the Golden Girls by Rachel Ekstrom. It's fun. It's so silly and whatever. It just, man, it's really weird to be reading like a weird mini series of the Golden Girls solving a murder. That was like never actually on TV. It's fucking strange. I did also start today a book that I've had for a while called Off to Be the Wizard by Scott Meyer. It's about a kid who is, or not a kid, like, I mean, I say kid because I'm now old enough to be a 20-something-year-old's father. But a young man is a computer hacker adjacent, and he discovers that the reality, is a simulation, a computer program. I don't know, I'm like 9 chapters in. I haven't gotten too far into it. But he kind of discovers that the world is like a computer simulation, and that he can manipulate things just by changing some shit in this document file that he found. And it's pretty good so far. It's an enjoyable, a little bit more kind of a lighthearted read than certainly Dungeon Crawler Carl. Not that it's like heavy subject matter. There's just so fucking much that happens, and it's just so awesome. It's just so wild reading through that book, man. I cannot recommend it highly enough. We did catch all the way up on Monarch, which you didn't watch Monarch season 1, right? Man,
No.
you're missing legitimately good television. Like, I know you got a lot of other shit going on, but if anybody was like, fucking, what's that?
We just start. No, I'll tell you what we just started.
Oh, okay.
After you're done.
But it's like, if anybody was kind of thinking like, oh, how good could a Legacy of Monsters, Godzilla, King Kong show on Apple TV be? Really fucking good is the answer. Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell are doing, it's really, Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell, in my opinion, don't look anything alike until they are standing next to each other, and then they are identical fucking twins. It's the weirdest thing. And they do, like, there's a couple really cool shots, especially in season 2. They've had a couple of really cool shots in the first 2 episodes of like Wyatt Russell fading into Kurt Russell, and it's like, oh my god, you guys actually do look incredibly alike while still looking nothing alike. It's super weird to me, but it's a really fucking cool show. They have certainly upped the production for this second season. I mean, Kong is in the first episode all over the fucking place. This new monster, Titan X, that they've got showing up, really fucking cool. Really good show. Very, very highly recommended if you are a fan of the Monsterverse. And honestly, even if you're not like a huge Monsterverse fan, if you're not super invested in the current Godzilla, King Kong shit that's been going on, first of all, you should be. It's dope. It's super fun. There's a monkey that suplexes a lizard in the last film. what fucking more do you want out of life? I ask you. Especially in these unprecedented times, a film where you can see a monkey with a biological arm, or with a fucking biomechanical arm, suplex a lizard off of a pyramid. If that's not enough for you, I submit to you, your standards are too fucking high. It's great. It's really awesome. And then the only other thing we did, the game that we played this week, I did buy 2 games because they were on big sale. I bought Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3, which I will talk about next week, and Possessors, which is a new Devolver Digital thing, or newer Devolver Digital thing. It was on like crazy sale on Steam. I didn't have time to play them though because Tiff and I finished. I finished Sons of Sparta last week, and I might go for the platinum on this game because I am really enjoying it. The weirdest thing about Sons of Sparta, right, is that in a lot of Metroidvania games, towards the beginning of the Metroidvania games, you get like a lot of things that you could fulfill, like a lot of quests and whatnot, of like, oh, I could collect these things, or I could collect these things, or I could identify all this shit. And like, they just kept happening up until the last 10 minutes of Sons of Sparta. It's like, here's a whole new collectible quest that you didn't know. Here's the first out of 12. And you're like, motherfucker! Like, I'm legitimately at the end boss and I'm discovering shit. What the fuck? But like, I'm so close to having all of it that I might actually go through for the issues that I had with the game. And I still think, like, my review that I wrote for the site and what I've said on the show, you know, I think it's a solid like 7.5 out of 10, right? That's about what feels right. There's some clunkiness, I think, that holds it back. Super duper worth $30. Especially if you're a fan of God of War. It's a competent Metroidvania with just a metric fuck ton of stuff to find and collect and all of that stuff. So I've been spending more time with that, just doing that stuff. The final boss fight was a bit anticlimactic, but whatever. The main game that we started this week was another one of the Dark Pictures anthology, which I know you're not a big fan of, Kris, because you hate fun. But I think you might actually be right on this one. We started Man of Medan, which is going to involve like a ghost ship and World War I era stuff mixed with like modern day. And this one, out of all like the Dark Pictures anthology and the Supermassive Games, the cinematic choose your own adventure kind of shit, this is the first one that I've played where it really feels disjointed. Like, I really feel at certain points that I have made the wrong choice because the game just kind of weirdly cuts to the next scene. And it feels like it's jumping. But then when you talk to the curator guy, he usually kind of gives you an idea of how you're doing. Like, so as you play, you haven't played through any of these, right? So as you play through these games, Kris, you make your choices, right? And you improve relationships, damage relationships, whatever, things happen. And kind of like, think of it like chapters, right? You go back and talk to the curator, and he's the older British guy that, if you've watched any of the trailers or seen, like, he's in all the trailers. He's kind of like a crypt keeper type character for this series. And he talks to you about the choices you've made and what's happening in the world, and like, oh, did you see that this fucking happened? Like, oh, intrigue and fucking whatever. But then he kind of gives you an idea of like, you did a good job, or you did kind of a shitty job, or like, I don't know, that might come back to bite you in the ass. And so far, he's telling me that I've made people really happy and I've made some really good choices, but it still feels like the game is just kind of jumping all over the place. I don't know. It's weird. This one feels underbaked for whatever that means for a video game. But like, we're going to finish it, right? Because we finished all of them so far. But like, The Quarry was fucking dope, and Until Dawn was dope, and fucking Little Hope was really cool, and House of Ashes was really cool.
The opportunity to rhyme, and you skipped it.
Did I?
So the first two were dope.
Yeah,
and you said Little Hope was not.
You're right.
You should have said. You should have. Sorry about that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. Hold on. Let me. Nope. That's it. I'm gonna turn my camera off. That's it. I'm done. Can't even see me anymore now. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I hope that didn't fuck anything up by turning my camera off like that. Whoa! Holy shit, camera! Fucking chill out. Jesus. The fucking. What if my dick was out? This would have been a whole other Patreon tier.
I think that's what it was hoping for.
Is it out? No. All right, fine. We'll go back up to the top.
Fine.
He's got.
We'll
the cool
go for the second best part of his anatomy.
That's right, his hat. Yeah, I don't know. Like, just kind of weirdly disjointed. Which kind of bums me out because, like, I'm really looking forward to Directive 8020. The next supermassive thing that's coming out. I think Future Game Showcase happened earlier this week. I haven't watched all of it, but I think they said like May 12th or something. I that sounds right. So like, and I really want to like that one because it's in space and space is fucking scary. So we'll see. But this one, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I'm through it by next week, because this one I kind of want to just get over with now. Yeah. So, but that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. I don't really have a whole lot more. As far as TV goes, we're very much enjoying the new season of Shrinking and the new season of Scrubs. But we had the opportunity to start a new show because, you know, Evan hadn't gotten Scrubs and Shrinking yet. And, or because they hadn't aired yet. We're like, well, we've got tonight.
Yeah, stop giving away all our secrets, Chris.
So we watched, and this genuinely surprised me because I didn't really think she'd go for it, but I was kind of vaguely interested in it because I had heard so many good things. We watched the first episode of One Piece. The live action One Piece.
Yeah.
I know nothing about the anime except that there's a pirate named Luffy who is stretchy and something to do with straw hats. That's all I knew about it. And that was about all she knew about it too. Except she didn't know he was stretchy. She had no idea that he was stretchy. And she's like, what do you mean stretchy? I'm like, I think he can stretch like Mr. Fantastic, but I don't know to what extent or why, or if everybody has superpowers, or like, I just don't know. So we watched the first episode and I thought it was pretty great. I really enjoyed it.
I've heard really good things. I haven't heard anybody been like, this show fucking sucks.
Yeah, and like, I've had a couple people like, oh man, you really got to catch up on the anime, and I'm like, isn't the anime like 850 episodes? Like, that's just not going to happen.
That's not catching up. That's making a fucking life commitment that I'm not willing to do.
I didn't get on that boat to begin with, so that just wasn't going to happen this time around.
Boat, because he's a pirate.
Boat, yeah. But it was pretty good. I liked it.
I'm glad. That's where, as an aside, that's where you anime kids make the fucking mistake. Because somebody shows some interest in some shit you know about, and you're like, all right, well, here's 7 months of homework. And you're like, all right, well, now I'm not interested anymore.
Yep.
Sorry.
That ship sailed.
I'm out. Oh, on the boat, ship has sailed? You're fucking, man.
I'm on fire.
You're loaded. Port to starboard.
Played a few of the, I mean, let's see. So there was the Nintendo Direct on Monday. That was for the Mario movie. That was really fun. I watched it with the kids. Ellie had her friend Aurora over. We're all going to go see the movie. This is really fun. So, us and Aurora's family, we have gone to go see movies together in the past, and we hadn't done it in a little while. And I was like, "Oh, the Mario movie's coming out. I gotta talk to her about this." So I was like, "Hey, do you want to try to like make this a thing where we go out to the movie and then we all go to dinner afterwards?" And she was like, "I'm fucking game. Let's do it." So now she barely remembers the first Super Mario movie. That's my friend Erica, Aurora's mom. She barely remembers the first movie. She didn't even know there was a sequel coming out. But she was like, "Yeah, we like the first one, and I'm pretty sure Aurora will want to go see it." So we mentioned it to the girls, and they were all excited. But then the Nintendo Direct happened. We all watched it together, and I was just like freaking out because Wart talks. Oh my God, Wart was
awesome.
In it. He had lines, and it's the what's the hell? Luis Guzman, I think is who that is. Is that the guy's name? Oh my God, what perfect casting! He sounds perfect. Freaking Donald Glover is Yoshi. Oh my God. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. I love that so much. I got all kinds of excited. I was just a kid in a candy store. Like the whole Nintendo Direct, I'm just sitting there smiling at the screen like a goofball. It was really funny after. So the Direct starts and it's like, the cast members talking, and they showed the trailer, and Erica was just like, "Are those all characters from the games?" And I was like, "Oh, honey, let me explain." But then the Direct continued. I was like, "Nope, rein it in. Don't scare
but
the normal people away."
Here's 7 months of homework, and she was like, "All right, fuck you.
All right, I'm out." I said, "No, don't scare the normies. We're fine." So that was fun. And then I went out and bought tickets. So we're all going to go see it the day it comes out. And then
when does it come out?
Dinner somewhere after April 1st.
April 1st. Okay.
Now here's the conundrum that we're in. And I was, Ellie was over at Aurora's house today, so I got to talk to Erica for a few minutes. Let me explain the conundrum. So we would want to go out to dinner afterwards. And typically speaking, we would go to dinner, like we would go to see the movie at the Regal Cinema. And then, like, basically in the same parking lot is like a Red Robin. Right across the street is an Applebee's. It's fine. It's good stuff. However, Regal is kind of a shitty theater. The Tilden is a great movie theater. Big ass comfy seats. So, typically speaking, like, the Tilden is a little bit more expensive. But at some point recently, that has changed. I got the tickets for us to go see it in IMAX, and those tickets were like 30 cents less than the standard tickets at Regal.
Oh, shit.
Now, of course, the Tilden is decently far away from all the chain restaurants that are over by the mall. But what it's right next to is my favorite place on earth, Cheeto Burrito.
Cheeto Burrito.
The problem is not everybody will enjoy a dinner at Cheeto Burrito. And when I say not everybody, I mean John. Ellie will eat there, without a doubt. She'll happily eat at Cheeto Burrito. We've done it before. I am obviously not a problem. Karen has eaten there plenty of times. Erica's in. Her husband Josh is in. Although I don't think he's ever... No. Oh, right. So Josh had never eaten Cheeto Burrito before, but then he got a new job that's right near there, and now he eats there all the time. But I've been evangelizing this place for ages. He was like, I like Chipotle. I'm like, no, trust me, you like this place. And I was right.
So
the only wild card is John.
Is that you should give me John's ticket. And John can stay home. And I will come.
No.
I will be your son for an evening.
I will absolutely not see this movie without John. John was freaking out right next to me the whole time during the Nintendo Direct. So what I need to do is either find some way for Cheeto Burrito to be acceptable to John, because I can't think of a better evening than picking the kids up from school, going to see the Mario Galaxy movie, and then going to Cheeto Burrito for dinner. Like, that just sounds like pure perfection to me. Now, what's near there is the Philly Pretzel Factory. And John loves pretzels. Now, pretzels are not a dinner, per se.
I was going to say, that's not dinner.
But if we could get, like, a big old pretzel into him, and then, like, maybe throw some chicken nuggets at him when he gets home, maybe we could pull that off. It might be a late night for a school night, because it is a school night.
My suggestion is to call Cheeto Burrito and just be honest. For real. Give them an opportunity, because, like, Cheeto Burrito is like a mom and pop shop, right? Like, it's not like a big chain or anything.
It's not a chain. No, it's not.
Yeah. Give them an opportunity to be human. Like, look, I'm going to bring a whole gaggle of people to your restaurant and spend a bunch of money, but I'm also going to bring food in that my kid's going to eat because he's not going to eat this shit.
Oh, I don't think they'd mind if we brought in a pretzel. Like, the problem is, like, what could we possibly bring in? Like,
I'm saying, be like, I'm going to get my kid fucking Red Robin and bring it in, or whatever the fuck.
No,
you know
but
what
see,
I mean?
that's the problem. There is no food near there that we could get him that's a meal to bring in. There's not a bunch of restaurants near the Tilt. That's the issue that we're having.
Right. So, because, like...
So, like, if I ran over to Philly Pretzel Factory...
There's, like...
We could...
Could you get, like... I don't know. Be like, yo, I'm going to bring you some fucking McDonald's chicken nuggets and you're going to throw them in a microwave for me because that's awesome.
He won't eat McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Again, I will go instead of John, Chris. This seems a lot, honestly, seems like the easiest version of this story.
I mean, like, option number 2 is we just drive over to Red Robin or Applebee's afterwards, and that's probably what we're going to wind up doing.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, if I could pull off this Cheeto Burrito thing, there's got to be something. He likes churros.
I would maybe scout around a little bit and see if you can't, like, and like I said, like, if you think they'd be cool, like, with you bringing something else in, like, I would maybe call and just do them the solid of, like, look, here's what's up. My kid is not going to eat anything from here. The other 14 of us are. And that's fine, and, you know, you'll get a big tip and all of those things. Is that cool? You know, and then figure out if you can, like, I don't know, can you...
Yeah, we're all going to eat stuff. Bring a pretzel, and I don't think it'll be a problem. We'll buy him
dump a bunch of, like, chicken nuggets and fucking mac and cheese in, like, a thermos? Bring that with you? And leave it in the car?
And see, the trouble with that is that then they would get soft. He likes his nuggets, his dinosaur nuggets, basically charred fresh out of the air fryer. Like, but if they sit for too long and they get soft in any way, shape, or form, if they don't seem like crackers, then they're just not going to work. I think we can make it work. I think we can figure out a way to make this work. And just gotta think on it. We're gonna do this. But anyway, that whole Nintendo Direct was super fun. I think this movie looks like
it was
an
great.
Absolute blast.
I think it looks awesome.
Sounds fun, and just, you know, watching the Nintendo Direct with the kids was just great.
But also,
it's just funny because, you know, earlier in the day we were just talking about, like, yeah, we should go see this movie, like, and then Shigeru Miyamoto is like, and you should go see this movie with your family and your friends. And I was like, hey, look, it's my family and my friends in the same room. We should go see this movie.
We should go see this movie, and then I should buy this flower and put my dick in it. That was your whole, fucking day.
Oh, I got to get the popcorn bucket. I don't know what they're going to get. See, like, Tilton doesn't know what they're going to get yet. I asked them about the popcorn buckets, and they're like, all right, so here's the deal. We usually get them, like, the day before, and then they go on sale the day of. And they have no idea what they're going to get. Now, there's a bunch of different flavors out there. Like, there's just the regular buckets that say things on them, but there's also this Yoshi one that some places are getting, where the Yoshi egg opens up and it's full of popcorn. That looks incredible. And there's another one that glows that's like a Luma, which also looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
If it's the Luma one, I'll probably pass. If it's the Yoshi one and I can get my hands on it, I might have to just put it on a credit card or something and hope for the best. I absolutely don't have the money for it, and I just don't care. I just don't care.
And that matters not to me. I am so happy that everything about me, my house and my life and everything, says that I am the prime fucking target for the collectible popcorn bucket. And I have somehow managed to not get any of them, and I'm not about to start going down that fucking particular rabbit hole. But
the thing with the popcorn buckets is, like, every now and then they've been like, they're pretty neat, but we don't need a lot of popcorn. However, in the not too right now, we don't need a lot of popcorn because John has braces. John loves popcorn, and we have this really cool movie popcorn bucket that Karen has from when she was a kid. It's like a bunch of Disney movies on it. It's like a glass popcorn bucket, and it's great. We have a popcorn popper. We love popping popcorn for movies. Yeah, it's like a porcelain popcorn bowl thing. It's really nice.
Oh,
with a bunch of old Disney movie posters all over the outside.
Just imagining like a fragile glass bowl, and you're like, "Here, children, enjoy mommy's heirloom." Pretty fragile at this point, but it's like it's made for popcorn. Yeah. Now, John can't really have popcorn because he's got braces, but he's not going to have braces forever. When the braces come off, we're going to be eating popcorn all the time. And if I can have a retractable Yoshi popcorn bucket for said purpose, I feel like it's my duty as an American to do that. All right. Absolutely. I believe that was also in one of the videos the White House tweeted out recently.
Speaking of ridiculousness, we also, for Mario Day, got Mario's Tennis and Mario Clash on the Nintendo Switch Online, and those games are still pretty great. And they work really well with the Virtual Boy goggle cardboard thing
Doodad
that the Switch 2 can do, as well as one can be expected. But after about 10 minutes, I was like, I really want to keep playing this, but not like this.
But this sucks.
I don't want to hold this thing up to my face anymore. The 3D effect is cool, but I don't need it. I just want to play these on my TV.
This could be Flat Fuck Friday, and I would be fine. See that? I brought it all the way back,
right
Kris.
In there. You did it.
While wearing a red and black flannel. Just for you. For this moment right here.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
And I also had this little, I don't know, I took a trip down Wii U memory lane. I went so I think last week I said I was enjoying Yoshi's Island for Super Nintendo. I was just playing a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And having a good time. And then I decided that, Yoshi's Woolly World, I seem to remember being like a worthy follow-up to Yoshi's Island. The only one that I ever remember feeling like a worthy follow-up. And it had been years since I had played it, so I decided to give it a shot and see if it was still good. And it turns out it is. I'm only about 3 levels in, but it's still pretty fun. Because I played a little bit of that, and then I played some DuckTales Remastered, because I had just finished DuckTales on the Disney Afternoon Collection a week or so ago, and I was like, you know what? Let me dive back into this. And man, DuckTales Remastered is so good.
It really is. It really is.
There's so many like little things that they improved over the original one. It is so good.
It's brilliant.
They did such a great job with that.
It's so much like the gold standard of what remasters should be.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm so glad that they got it done while Scrooge was still alive, but I'm also I will never not be gutted that they didn't follow it up with DuckTales 2. Because DuckTales 2 is a neat game, but it doesn't have the same nostalgia factor as the first one. And I think that it would have been incredible to see that game redone and spruced up the same way the original was, and just put it on that level. It would have been incredible, but that's never going to happen now.
You just sent me. Trying to have a serious conversation with you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at fucking alligators calling other alligators losers. Good God. Yeah, no, it really should, like, if that would have been like a double feature, you know what I mean? Like, or if it would have been like this one's coming out and then next year, you know, like we're working on them both. Because you're right, like DuckTales 2 does not have the cachet and the love and the whatever that the original DuckTales has, but it could have. It might have if it had gotten this same treatment. Yeah.
But yeah, a remastered version of it would have been genuinely interesting to a lot of folks who had never played it at that point. You know? There were a lot of people that never got around to trying that game because it came out so late in the NES's life.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant.
And that was it. That was my week. Yeah, that was it. That's all I did.
Yep, like you said, a nice short checkpoint.
Yeah. Good times. All right.
That's it. Fuck off.
That's it. That's it. We're wrapping it up. That is our show. What the hell is on my screen back there? Oh, it's some dumb commercial again. We had somebody offer me a YouTube Red subscription, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, he was able to put me on his account. The problem is that if I do that, then I have to separate myself from my current family account, which means that I will no longer have access to parental controls for my kids. So I can't really do that. So,
I mean,
unfortunately, until I decide to pay YouTube money, which I will not do, I'm just going to have to find a workaround for having YouTube videos on my TV screen behind us during the podcast and not have... What the hell is this?
I don't even know.
Oh, is this that... Oh, that Ryan Gosling movie. This actually looks
pretty cool.
The
Project Hail Mary?
Yeah, that actually looks pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that. It
looks great. Yeah. It looks like he was like, all right, fine, I'll have an Oscar. All right.
Sure, give me one.
I guess I'll be the best actor this year. Fine.
And then we're back to Star Fox. There it is.
There we go.
Well, that was a fun little... That was a fun little hoot. And with that, that is our show. Join us next time for the March 10, 20, 30, 40, where Dan and I talk about notable game releases from decades past. We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of fun stuff like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. We'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.